This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
It's because everyone's talking about this.
Always live, always real, always unpredictable.
I think that's taking it to another level.
Yeah.
Log on and join our live conversation.
He said this as we were coming on TV.
DBL starts right now.
3, 2. Welcome to Daily Blast Live. It's Monday, May 13th. We're live and we're talking about what you're talking about. Right now, I'm here with Erica and Brandon. I'm Jeff. Let's get to it, guys. Game of Thrones is still blowing viewers away, but really what is making headlines today is another editing mistake. Find out what they missed, and tonight kicks off the newest season of The Bachelorette. And we're talking to stars Colton Underwood and Cassie Randolph about their romance. But first, Felicity Huffman has just now pled guilty to charges against her. Here is the Desperate Housewives star arriving in court today. She accused of paying $15,000 to have someone fix her daughter's SAT exam. Felicity reportedly got emotional today while telling the judge her daughter has a learning disability, and that's why she did all this. Felicity has apologized, saying she's accepted her guilt. She reportedly faces at least 4 months in prison and a $20,000 fine. Now, when I say that's what is expected, I mean the prosecution, that's what they're pushing for. It doesn't mean that's what she's going to get.
Right. I do think that she's going to see some jail time, and which is going to be strange because I'm not so sure if Lori Loughlin's going to receive jail time because she tried to play the it wasn't me.
Yeah. Shaggy. And she's sticking with it.
She's sticking to it. You know, it's interesting about the daughter because people were talking about the idea of getting her more time to do the SAT, but that's not what she did. She had her scores or her answers changed, which are two different things. I'm really glad that she's taking ownership, but I just want to see her take ownership all the way through because I do think that this is going to be such a win for her in the end, especially the way that other people are handling it. I think it shows her character versus other people's character.
And I'm not buying the learning disability excuse because I had a learning disability coming out of high school, and I went to a prep school, and I got to take the SATs untimed, but that went through the NCAA. We took the proper steps to get me that extra time. And I ended up doing better the first time I took it untimed than I did, timed than I did untimed, which was, that's kind of weird to me. But at the same time, it's like for Lori Loughlin. What she's doing is she's doubling down and she's waiting, like you said earlier, Jeff, she's waiting for her lawyers, which she's paying all types of money for a retainer, to find that one little loophole.
That's it.
Just like Robert Kraft, that video of him in the massage parlor just got thrown out. So you're paying these lawyers all this money to find that one technicality. And Aunt Becky, I don't know if you play poker or not, but she's got something up her sleeves. She's waiting for a full house.
It hit me. It's Monday. It took a quick second. Good second.
I'll let that settle in a little bit.
All right, tonight we have some sad news to report, guys. America's sweetheart of the 50s and 60s, Doris Day, has died. She passed away early this morning at 97 years old due to a serious case of pneumonia. That's according to a statement from the Doris Day Animal Foundation. Doris was well known for her girl next door persona, appearing in films like Pillow Talk with Rock Hudson, and for her incredible voice. Let's listen. She will definitely be missed. And over the weekend, Peggy Lipton passed away at the age of 72. She was well known for roles in the Mod Squad and for playing Norma Jennings on the show Twin Peaks. Lipton is survived by two daughters, Kadita and Rashida Jones.
Yeah, Peggy Lipton was married to Quincy Jones, and Quincy Jones is their father. It's so weird. Every time I see Rashida Jones, though, she has this chameleon effect. She can look like anything, but she really does look like her mother, which is, obviously they're both very, they all look, they're like mixed versions of their mother.
Yeah.
Which we talked about earlier, the idea that she got married to Quincy Jones only 7 years after it was made legal in this country for black and white people to get married. Loving v. Virginia in 1957.
Which is like 52 odd years ago?
Yeah,
Something like
52
that.
years ago on June 12th.
That is crazy when you say it out loud like that.
And I know you guys, we all there's a running joke here about how I kind of don't know some of the older stars. And it's things like this where it makes me go back and look. So when I heard Mod Squad, I'm thinking, oh, Claire Danes, oh, Omar Epps, because they're the ones who remade that. But it's like, no, you go back and you realize that Peggy Lipton won a Golden Globe for it, and she was nominated for an Emmy as well. So you look at that and you're like, wow, these people were doing some great things back then. So rest in peace to her.
Absolutely, both of them. And Doris Day, when you think of Doris Day, I just think of like the old Hollywood, and like those were the times in
Hollywood Regency.
Kinda.
That's how when you want that old Hollywood glam
the glitz
stuff.
And glamour.
You put in Hollywood Regency and you get all the like.
It's Monday. I gotta let that one settle in.
All right, we're still working on the Full House thing. Fox just announced it's canceling one of its hit shows. Let's get up to Raquel Villanueva. She has news at the moment.
That's right, Jeff. It's the end of an empire over at Fox. This upcoming 6th season will be the show's last. Fox had recently renewed Empire as Jussie Smollett's case made headlines. His character Jamal was written out of last season's episodes after he was accused of staging a hate crime. Fox says there are still no plans to include him in the final shows, but Smollett's contract has been extended, so there's still a chance he could make an appearance. Empire is also moving to a different time slot, Tuesdays at 9 p.m., which is the same time This Is Us airs on NBC.
All right, thank you, Raquel. Not a great time slot for them.
Absolutely not.
All right, let's move on. Let's get this last story in because we have an update on Britney Spears' mental health after staying in that mental health facility. She's now out and in court, and TMZ reports Britney told a judge Friday that her father committed her to the facility against her will and forced her to take drugs. TMZ also says Britney's mom, quote, echoed the allegation. Since 2008, Britney's father, Jamie, has been in charge of all of her finances through a conservatorship that he manages. On Friday, the family agreed to an expert evaluation that the Associated Press reports is typically used to assess mental health, get this, of the parents in the divorce case, not her. This is interesting in getting it kind of keeps unfolding each day we talk about it.
Yeah, I don't find that to be incredibly bizarre because how often do we talk about a 37-year-old woman whose father has a conservatorship over her life? So what other precedents would there be in court for a woman that age to have to figure out who's going to take care of her affairs and if she's mentally fit? I have to say, I'm a little shocked that people are saying such ill things about the father because when she had her breakdown back in 2007, 2008, it was really her father who stepped in and not only saved her, but also saved that empire. So much of the revenue and the opportunities that she has received as a result of getting healthy has been because he's been able to put the wheel, put it back on the wheels. So I don't know what the right answer is for how this man should be treating an adult daughter who clearly is going through something.
Right, and then you have divorce is hard enough, let alone you have a gold mine in a daughter, and then when you're saying throwing mud at each other, it doesn't help the situation is what I'm saying at all.
Absolutely, and it looks like this Free Britney campaign could have some legs to it. At first, remember, we thought that was hurting her. Well, we thought that it forced her to get out the house and take those pictures out the facility and take those pictures with the boyfriend. But now it's looking like Britney's behind, or at least kind of supports the Free Britney movement. So I guess we're going to continue to follow this thing as it unfolds. But, man, we grew up on Britney Spears, man. So I really, really hope she comes out.
Yeah, I'm pulling for her.
I hope Britney gets to grow up on Britney Spears.
Yeah, I'm pulling for her. She's in a tough spot there. All right, guys, DBL's Live. We'll bring you breaking news as soon as it happens. Coming up, Game of Thrones is nearing the final episode, but fans still have something to look forward to. We'll tell you what it is next. And we sit down with the Bachelors Colton and Cassie and ask the question on everyone's mind.
Some people are still questioning whether or not you've lost your virginity. Can you confirm today on DBL?
You have to keep in mind,
his answer coming up.
Catch the headlines it did. I wasn't expecting it to get the edit and the play it did on the show.
We're giving away a Daytime Emmy gift bag. to one lucky member of DBL Nation. Send us a video of your best award acceptance speech to dailyblastlive.com/Emmys. Our favorite submission is taking home this show-stopping prize, worth more than $14,000. So what are you waiting for? Watch, play, and win.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I saw the first one. So we're talking Game of Thrones a little bit. Erica Cobb's favorite Monday conversation.
Erica, you would have liked last night's episode. I feel like it was. I mean, I can see you riding on that dragon, just burning down an entire.
Is Anthony still watching though? Is he watching?
He hasn't started watching
the new season.
What?
You guys been busy.
He's been busy.
He hasn't. Yeah, he's been very busy. Plus, he doesn't get any spoilers because my husband's very insulated when it comes to social media.
And he's not on the. He's not on there a
I
lot.
get the HBO Now app. He can watch it anytime.
No, he can watch it. He just hasn't had time to watch it.
Oh.
I
kind of like
haven't stopped
binging.
it.
Do you like just binging on things like the way Netflix does it, like having just throw them all out there and you can watch it in your own time? Or do you like when they?
No,
put
I
'em
like
out
to throw it all out there.
Yeah. I kind of do too, but then I kind of like if we get a show we really like and it's like 10 episodes. You watch like 4 sometimes in one night. That's like 4 hours, and then you're like, oh my God, we almost blew through half of it.
And then
You've been doing that a lot.
I know.
lately.
Keep missing my mouth.
It's Monday. And then when you get through it, it's like that. The next season's not coming out for another year,
right.
year and a half. So then you sit
Well,
there and you ruined it for
they
yourself.
did studies on television watching, I guess, maybe it was Pew Research, but basically saying that we remember less details about our favorite show because our investment time is less, so you can watch a whole season
I'll take that.
in just one sitting or 2 sittings, and before you had the investment of watching it in the week, talking about it that week,
Right.
and then going to the next one, which means that you kind of retain all of the characters and the plot lines. I can't remember shows like we were talking Big Little Lies. That's
Yeah.
coming back.
That was
it's
2
gonna
years
be
ago,
2
though.
years ago, and I love that show. But
remember-
now I'm gonna have to rewatch it because I don't remember.
Or
what-
good
The other day
recap,
you had
know?
to you correct me because I was like Pretty Little Liars. Like I don't know, like.
But isn't there a show isn't there
Yeah.
a show
Like
similar
that.
to that?
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Big Little Lies and
That's
Pretty
CW.
Little Liars. They're
I'm
2
gonna
different
go
shows.
back and rewatch Homeland. I'm starting from the beginning.
Really?
I love that
Is that show coming out again? Is it?
I'm gonna try to make my mouth.
Was last season or did they have another season?
I don't think so.
Ooh, a lot to talk about. Welcome back to DBL. It's Erica's favorite part of the show where we talk about last night's episode of Game of Thrones. And a warning, there are...
Yeah, I'm not even gonna front. This isn't even worth. Yeah, Steph. I think Steph is a bit. She'd be more appropriate.
I'll happily take this seat.
I'm gonna do some online shopping.
You're the mother of dragons. Come on.
Hi, guys.
I love it. Erica, there's only one episode
Hey.
left. There's only one episode left. All right, you ready to get started? Welcome, Steph.
Let's do this.
Let's do it. All right, Game of Thrones. We all love the show, just like you guys out there. And last night was a giant bloodbath, and they didn't waste any time. Within the first 15 minutes of the episode, Daenerys sentenced her advisor Varys to death by dragon fire, by betraying her. What did she say?
What did she say? To
When
make
she-
the dragon.
There you go.
There you go.
And another dramatic moment, we saw a huge sibling rivalry come to an end. The Mountain and the Hound fought to a fiery death. Again, guys, if you didn't watch the episode, plug your ears right now. Speaking of siblings, Cersei and Jaime reunited in King's Landing, hoping to run away with a brand new start, but they couldn't escape the wrath of Daenerys' dragon and were crushed when the city came crumbling down. A lot to talk about, but DBL Nation, make sure you guys weigh in. Head to dblvote.com and let us know who do you guys think will end up on the Iron Throne?
I reckon Jon Snow's going to end up with the throne and he doesn't want it.
Nope.
He doesn't want it, Jeff.
So watch this. So Arya Stark is going to kill Jon Snow for not killing
No,
Daenerys.
Arya is
Watch,
not
they're not
going
even brother sister.
No, Arya is not going to touch any of the Starks. No way.
Girl has no name.
A girl. She still does. She refused to say it. Now, I think what's going to happen is that Jon now is realising the woman he loves, also his auntie, very incestuous,
Daenerys,
is actually going crazy, and she's not fit to rule the Seven Kingdoms, and he's going to have to put an end to that, I'm afraid.
I think Daenerys is going to kill Sansa, which is going to make Jon separate his family from the Starks to his bloodline family, and he's going to end up killing Daenerys.
Good.
And then he's not going to want the throne, and Arya is going to take it all.
You want to know what the most disappointing part of
You just threw my scenario away.
No, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it.
It was cool, but I know mine is right.
Okay, let's know
it's right.
Go on.
The most disappointing part was Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers dying by dragon fire. It's like you dance around the Chicago Bears all the time, and you couldn't escape a dragon in some crumbling buildings.
See,
come on.
I'm going to have to bring Erica back up here to get my back.
Please don't.
I'm disappointed. You can tell that they've got new directors and a new production team working on this show. Obviously, the budget is really huge, but I think they're cramming what is 10 seasons into 6. They're becoming very lazy. We've seen it with the Starbucks Cup. We've seen it with the Hand, because they're just trying to cram stuff in left, right, and centre. Last night should have been 2 episodes. They're forcing the plot line so much that you're not getting chance to really absorb what's going on. Before you know it, everyone's dead. If Cersei and Jaime had died previously, that would have been like the big thing of an entire series. It's just 1 of 5 last night.
Stephanie, you didn't.
It loses all its meaning.
Well, we got some more. Yeah, we got some more beats to hit. I'm going to leave that voting up there for you guys, so continue to keep voting. But a lot of people are noticing yet another editing mistake, just like Steph said. Look how Jaime Lannister has 2 hands. There it is.
Poor.
The one hand was chopped off in season 3.
Sloppy.
Ooh, this image was not in last night's episode, though. It was part of a promotional image.
Even worse, because they should have been editing it. What are they thinking?
But how dare they miss something like that, especially after Steph? Would they leave another episode?
The Starbucks Cup was in the episode. I mean, come on.
You don't even
We've
care about the
lasted
effect,
so many seasons, and now in the last few episodes, you're just killing it for everyone. My belief in Westeros is crumbling around me. I feel like it's all be an amusement park.
Steph's been bottled up on the sidelines and just pops like a cork out here. All right, let's get to this one. Everyone's talking about that. There is big news from last night's episode.
I spoiled this.
You did spoil it. Aaron Rodgers was in there.
There we go.
What is this now?
The Green Bay Packers quarterback, in case you guys didn't know, that's him, was on screen for just a few seconds before he was blown to smithereens, just like the Chicago Bears might do to him this season.
Absolutely.
Because our defense is awesome.
Exactly. If you can run from Khalil Mack, you can run from a dragon. I'm disappointed.
Now, I'm just annoyed that they're now putting cameos in. I mean, come on, this was like a very serious show, and in the last few episodes, it's all gone in the toilet with a flush.
You didn't say anything when they put Ed Sheeran in last year's
yeah, that annoyed me too.
season.
That really annoyed me too. Poor form.
We're going to get to the votes before Stephanie's head blows off here. But Jon Snow, that's who's going to end up on Iron Throne.
He is. I reckon Jon could be obviously the king. He's going to hate it. He's going to be miserable. He's going to probably turn very bitter and then turn from someone very loving and sweet into someone awful. And Tyrion will be there. And I hope that Tyrion will end up with Sansa, because there's no one bloody left, is there? Let's be real. Who's left? There's no one in King's Landing.
The music doesn't help. She's just going to keep going.
It's going to keep going.
All right, guys, we'll be right back.
Welcome back to the DBL Stream Team. I'm Leo here with Stu to talk about HBO's Veep this week. Oh my goodness, y'all. This is a political comedy on HBO where you can stream on HBO Go, HBO Now. And it's been running for 7 seasons. And honestly, I'm just now getting into it. But Stu here has been on it since day 1.
Yeah, so I've been on it from the start. It's from Scottish writer Armando Iannucci, which is a weird Scottish name. But basically, he is... it's a fast, crass, like inside look into American politics. Julia Louis-Dreyfus is the main character. You know her from Seinfeld.
Yes.
It's fast, it's funny, it's one of my favorite shows, and I definitely check in every Sunday. Now, I will say, season finale is coming up. This is the last season. So if you haven't seen it, start from the beginning. Enjoy the whole thing. It's only half-hour episodes. Super easy.
And it's incredibly funny, man. I mean, this episode was the first episode I actually dived into this series, and I could easily follow this series pretty cohesively without having to go back to the first episode. You know, some context was a little unclear, but everything was very funny, light, it rolled quickly. I mean, I was really enjoying myself for not having watched 6 more seasons.
The cool thing too is it kind of mirrors our political landscape. So a lot of things they're talking about now is it's kind of like mirroring Trump, but not mentioning his name ever. And in past seasons, they kind of do that with other political people as well. So you kind of get the feeling that you're up on current events, which is nice.
Yeah, and this episode focused specifically on their presidential race, am I right?
Yes, and that's almost every season. So in a weird way, you get this deja vu, but also it's always fresh and new. Different characters are doing different things, but it also, again, kind of mirrors American politics. It's
That's
the same
awesome.
people every year doing the same thing. So it's a lot of fun. The cool thing is it's joke-driven and character-driven.
That's so great.
As opposed to plot-driven.
Yeah.
So like if you miss an episode,
It's not a big one.
Yeah, you might not get a joke the same way, but it's always funny. It's always enjoyable.
Yeah, and also coming up, guys, on Hulu, they're getting Broad City, the very last season that just aired on Comedy Central. And Netflix is also getting Lucifer, which is coming off of Fox and going to be produced by Netflix originally. But this is all we have for this time, guys. We'll see you next time on the DBL Stream Team.
Welcome back to DBL. Now, we were glued to this year's Bachelor finale as my fellow NFL alum, Colton Underwood, confessed his love for Cassie Randolph, even after she walked away from the show, ladies and gentlemen. Now, this season, the season that I was talking about, ultimately ended with no proposal and no engagement, but the two are still dating. Tori Showman caught up with them to see what's been going on since the show, and that's in this edition of Chatting with the Stars.
Colton Underwood and Cassie Randolph, thank you so much for joining us on Daily Blast Live today. I'm a huge Bachelor fan, and your season was definitely one of the most dramatic ever, as Chris Harrison would go on to say. Cassie, you ended up leaving the show without a proposal or an engagement, and a lot of fans are still questioning whether you really love Colton. I want to let you say what you have to say to them.
First of all, I do really love Colton.
Yay.
We're very happy together. Just because we didn't leave with an engagement doesn't mean we're not going to get there one day.
Yeah.
We're very in love and happy.
That's fantastic. And I think it's more real that you didn't, so I was totally for it. Colton, some people are still questioning whether or not you've lost your virginity. Can you confirm today on DBL that you have?
No, I know I've been very open and candid about my virginity, and I get why people might be confused or upset why I'm not sharing that, but we've made a decision together that keep that between us now as we move forward in our relationship.
One of the most infamous scenes of your season was when you jumped that big fence, Colton, and I thought it was an amazing jump.
Colton. He just jumped the fence.
What was going through your mind when you did it, and do you plan on jumping any more fences in the near future?
Yeah, I think in that moment, I wasn't really planning on it to be that dramatic, or once again, I wasn't expecting the U.S. and the world to sort of be captivated by that moment. People don't see, I'm constantly surrounded by producers, by cameras, by audio, and I just needed to sit by myself and my feelings to figure out what was next. Like, what do I want to do? Me jumping the fence was me running away and wanting to get some alone time, so that's what I got.
I love
it.
It
worked.
I know, and it worked. I was all, jump, Colton, jump! I was so happy you got out of there. Colton, you're from Denver, and our show is based here in Denver. So when are you and Cassie going to come join us live on the show? Would you be willing to come on the show and maybe say hi to us if you guys are ever in Denver?
We get back quite a bit. My family's still out there, so yeah, it's a definite possibility.
The invitation is wide open. We think you guys are such role models. And it felt for the first time that real was put back in reality show. So thanks for speaking up and being honest about your values. I think it was a wonderful, wonderful thing you did. Thank you guys so much, Colton and Cassie. You can stream the first seasons of The Bachelor as well as Colton's season of Bachelor in Paradise right now on Tubi.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Ooh, great interview. Looking forward to tonight. We'll be right back.
Promotional consideration.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Double Jump. I'm Chris, this is Leo. We got another movie review for you guys today. We're talking about Pokemon Detective Pikachu. So Leo, what are your thoughts?
Oh man, I just want to dive right into the Pokemon first. They looked so real. They were believable. The CGI matched the environment incredibly well. And every single Pokemon looked like their gaming counterparts. You know, we saw a lot of Pokemon from Pikachu to Bulbasaur, very recognizable Pokemon, and even some of the newer ones, and they were done so well. Like, if I had ever imagined Pokemon coming to life, this would be it, man.
Yeah, the animation made the Generation 2 and 3 Pokemon, like the newer ones, because we're old, so we're like from the beginning. But the newer ones that the kids like now, they actually look pretty likable.
I know, man.
Very well animated.
Like the Greninjas at a certain part they're like from much further down.
Were frogs.
Yeah,
like something else, man.
I only know the first couple generations of Pokemon, but these were such enjoyable designs that I could really dig in and enjoy these, and I really loved the energy between Justice Smith and Ryan Reynolds. Our two main characters, our Pikachu and his trainer. Man, they just went back and forth in this comedic, awesome style, and like what you got to see through this story is you got to see that relationship actually evolve. So at the beginning, you know, he doesn't really have a Pokemon partner at all, but then when he finds Pikachu, there's this big evolution between their friendship throughout the movie, and I loved that.
I will say, if you're a Ryan Reynolds fan, you will love this movie. It's pretty much Deadpool Pikachu edition. Like, he's really hilarious the whole time. I love Ryan Reynolds, and he shines through in this movie. He's really great, funny, keeps the parents and adults entertained while the kids are watching, you know, for the cutesy animals and stuff. So we're gonna give our recommendations. We recommend see it in theaters, wait for Redbox, or completely pass on this one. So Leah, what's yours?
So I'm gonna say if you're a Pokemon diehard, you have to see this in theaters the day it comes out, which is this Friday. But if you're not as hard into the series and you'd like to just check it out a little bit later, wait for Netflix.
I would highly recommend this for parents and grandparents who have kids that are fans of Pokemon. Like, everybody's gonna enjoy it. There's something for everybody in this one. So please go see it in theaters. It's a good one.
Today's watch and win word is can.
Welcome back to DBL. We love sharing your comments. And Erica, we kind of feel left out because you weren't in the Game of Thrones conversation.
You feel left out?
Yeah.
I wasn't in the conversation.
We missed you up here. We want you to
felt
do some
left out of my online shopping. Got it. Don't worry, I'm back with Game of Thrones vengeance.
There we go.
James Jackson says, my money is on Daenerys Targaryen. Kyle Baxter says, Stephanie is on fire. She is golden when it comes to Game of Thrones. And my girl, Cheryl Hannah. I'm with Erica. Who cares about Game of Thrones?
Everybody. That's why I was the most tweeted about show in the history of tweets and shows.
That's all right, Erica. Next week's the finale.
There we go.
But then there's a prequel coming out. So we can talk about that.
Sweet.
We'll see you guys tomorrow. Happy Monday and a happy birthday to my niece Marley and Bert's daughter, Allie. Yeah, we'll see you.